Royal High School was set to open in September 1968, and I thought that swapping my familiar campus for a new one would be the most exciting event on my horizon that fall. It didn't matter that Simi High School had only been in operation for 5 years. I had spent my 10th grade year there, and I knew firsthand that the facility was certainly not old. Even so, all the hype in our local newspaper made the new school sound very sleek and modern, and it was easy to get swept up in all the excitement. District officials had high expectations for making Royal High School their flagship, and plans went into operation well before the opening date to ensure a smooth transition for students and faculty alike. A publicity campaign was mounted in an effort to kindle enthusiasm among Simi's residents. The Enterprise had been running articles about the new school for months. One story, printed in October 1967, almost a year before the scheduled opening, announced that the new campus was already 60% complete. In the spring of 1968, the Simi High sophomores who were slated to transfer to the new campus the following year, basically those living in the west half of the valley, were polled to choose new school colors. An election was held to pick officers for the associated student body at the new school. A few weeks before the school opened, a slick promotional brochure was mailed to Simi residents featuring photos of the new classrooms and diagrams showing the innovative floor plans. As I leafed through the booklet, I chuckled to see photos of students in new classrooms. These had obviously been staged to make it look as though the school was already operational. I quickly recognized that the classmates in these photos were the newly elected ASB officers, as well as other students who had been appointed to various planning committees. Royal High School's 45-acre campus reflected state-of-the-art design standards for flexibility, space utilization, and climate control. Every classroom featured wiring for TV and movable walls to accommodate large lectures, combined classes, and special presentations. A carpeted library dominated the central campus, and radiating out from it stood 4 classroom buildings, each comprising 20,000 square feet. Each of these buildings housed 18 classrooms, 2 departmental offices, and restrooms. The construction crews had broken ground on the site 20 months before opening day. Living in a house on the east side of the new campus, I had a view of the construction from my bedroom window. As the new school had taken shape over that year and a half, I had watched the bulldozers and listened to the sounds of carpenters at work in what had once been an alfalfa field behind my house. The promotional booklet and the articles in the local newspaper made the new school seem almost like a miniature college campus. But I couldn't quite understand all the fuss. So what if the library had carpeting and the classrooms had movable walls? The main attraction for me was just the proximity of the campus. Since the east gate was just 3 doors down from my house, I thought I might be able to sleep a bit later in the morning. Aside from that, the start of the fall semester was just business as usual for me. It had been decided at the district level that all students scheduled to graduate in 1969 be allowed to stay at the old campus, so they would not have to divide their loyalty between the 2 schools in their senior year. Because of this, Royal High School would begin its first year with only juniors and sophomores. My classmates and I would become upperclassmen a year early and would remain in seniority for 2 years. Although this came about because of an administrative decision, it felt as though my peers and I were being celebrated and granted a special privilege. Our first varsity teams were limited to sophomores and juniors, which may well have contributed to our losses since our players had to face many seniors from other schools. Our new cheerleaders did their best to coax some enthusiasm from the student body, but very few of us joined in the coordinated cheers as we had the previous year at the other school. The excitement of opening day just didn't translate easily into the school spirit our district administrators and faculty had anticipated. I think very few of us realized the degree to which the seniors at Simi High had propelled a strong sense of school loyalty with their energy and enthusiasm. Our varsity football team lost 8 of 9 games, and 3 of those losses were shutouts. By the end of the season, the team had no wins and only a single tie. About a month into the semester, a competition was held to choose a school song, an alma mater. Twin sisters Terry and Tony Fisher submitted the winning entry, first performed at a pep rally in November. Royal High School Highlanders, we raise a song to you. Forest green and shining gold, to thee we will be true. We will treasure memories as these days pass by, the dreams we shared, the deeds we dared, here at Royal High. A few weeks later, the student newspaper ran a letter from junior class president Jim Hill, encouraging students to muster a bit more enthusiasm and support for our athletes. Clearly, I was not the only one who noticed the lack of school spirit. Robin Bonus experienced this in a very personal way. I had met Robin briefly during the drama workshop a few weeks before the school opened. The production schedule for the 3 children's plays hadn't provided much time to get acquainted, but I recognized Robin at once when I saw her picture in the local newspaper during the first week of classes. The article about the new school featured a photograph of Robin dressed as a Scottish Highlander in a welcoming stance on the roof of the administration building. I had forgotten that those special elections the previous semester had included voting for a new school mascot. Robin had impressed the judges with her tryout and easily won the competition. The role of mascot was closely connected with the cheerleading squad, and Robin hadn't anticipated that she would be expected to attend every game. She had never been much interested in sports, and by mid-semester, she grew tired of trying to drum up school spirit in the student body. She resigned at the end of the football season, and Libby Blind stepped into the role of mascot.